Yo. Yo, Donato, what's up, dude? You guys got me for like half an hour, bro. I'm timing it right now. It's 12:30 or 12:20 PST, so you guys got me till like 1 o'clock. You guys got me for half an hour, man. You guys, whatever you guys want, man. How's it going? How's your week? How's everybody's weekend going? We got like two people here, probably me and just you, Donato. um, I mean, let's wait for more people to like kind of come in and stuff and see what's going on. That monetization on. I'll turn it off. I don't need it because then everybody has to watch. I mean, if the video is monetized, then everybody has to like watch an ad before actually coming into the video. So I'll leave it off for now and stuff. What you thinking about crypto? I still think it's going down, dude. I honestly still think crypto is gonna be. I still think crypto is gonna go down. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you follow me on TikTok or not, but I posted a video. All right, well, did I? Yeah, I posted. I mean, the recent forex video that I posted, where I'm gonna be showing you guys how to like trade and everything. Um, I actually just got into some new, what is it called? Some new BTC shorts on my new like. I just got a small account, so I opened a new account to show the new forex stuff. So I just opened new BTC shorts. Actually, I have them open from like 37K. I think well, no, sorry, 35K, and then also like around 38,000. So I have two new shorts open there. What is this? Thank you for downloading OBS. Oh yeah, I'll take rid of that. But yeah, so far right now, yeah, dude, crypto's down. I think crypto's gonna keep going down. I would not be surprised if crypto just takes a plummet this weekend. To be honest, can you do it? Please do a TA on Vicom. Lou, sure, man. What's the ticker? I mean, I'll happily do it for you. I don't know what the ticker is. Vicom? Vicom. Vicom? Vicom. There's three. I'll do VIAC. Sure, we'll go with that one. Is that it? Lou, is the ticker on Vicom VIAC? This one right here, right? VIAC. Vicom CBS Inc. Is this CBS? Vicom is CBS? I didn't know that. Can I do a TA on BCH? You mean Bitcoin Cash, right? VIAC, cool. Yeah, I'll do it. Fine, VIAC. And for Ari, you want a TA on BCH? You're talking about Bitcoin Cash, right? All right, cool. Yeah, this I just told Donato a little bit earlier. I still think I'm still very bearish on Bitcoin. As far there's an interesting theory I have for altcoins though. There's a slight chance that we might be entering alt season. Maybe. I looked at like 20 different altcoins yesterday in their charts, and they all might rally very hard. um, so, but the thing is, I might have to go back to that because I do it like I said. If Bitcoin keeps trailing down, there's a chance, if my theory is correct, then all the altcoins will rally super, super hard. But again, this is just a theory. And I have to look into it a little bit more before I actually post a video like, hey, this is what I think is gonna happen, right? But we'll talk about that a different day. So far, who was it, Lou? As for the VIAC, it feels like all the coins just follow Bitcoin. It does. The thing is, though, all coins are following Bitcoin, um, but you have to understand that there's like a certain discrepancy of time where Bitcoin trails down, and in an alt season, it only lasts about like 2 weeks. So once Bitcoin really starts going down, there's a chance that alts are going to rally insanely hard for 2 weeks. But again, every single cycle of crypto they're relatively the same, but I want to say that sometimes they do differ a lot, but roughly it is about a 2 week time frame where Bitcoin hits like certain prices, and then everything else like keeps rallying for a little bit longer. But again, this is just a theory that I've had by looking at like several um, altcoin charts, right? But as far as your VIAC, let me start off by just setting regular support resistance for you, bro. I got you here. There might be some resistance here. Nah, actually, there's not enough. I'll do that. There's one. Yeah, I'll do one here. That looks perfect. And then I'll do another one. Seems like there's close enough resistance to have here. I'll set the other one right there. So a lot of you guys do know that I do like setting my support and resistance based off of the weekly chart. And the reason being is because of the daily gets extremely convoluted really, really quickly. So I can start adding a bunch of support here, like here, again here, and it just there's too much going on the screen, right? And just from trading for a while, I've noticed that relatively there is more structure on a weekly chart as opposed to a daily chart. So, for example, if certain price zones get hit, so like instead of you doing multiple trades between here, you really only focus on the weeklies, which are the major support and resistance, right? And again, that goes back to really just looking at just trading for a while and kind of having like a consistency with support and resistance and just experience, to be completely honest. You know what? Let me check to see how far back Vicom actually goes. I don't know what Vicom does. I don't know what the chart looks like. So yeah, I mean, it seems like it's hitting. I mean, it hit a low. It hit a lower low. You guys can see the lower low here, right? Lower low is right here. Yeah, let's sink into this a little bit more. So we'll do on the weekly. My support seems to be on the roughly the right spots, I think. There's actually another one that I missed right here. So I think that I think that kind of sets us up relatively well. I think for the most part, support and resistance and setup relatively okay. Let me see. Let me zoom in a little bit because I don't think we're really going to need a bunch of charts. Because this is a massive candle on the weekly. Like this is a huge candle on the weekly. Immediately though, I have to say I am 100% bearish on this. Oh, actually, there is a gap that I saw back here. So there's this big gap. Here's my square. Where are you? So there is this section where you guys have this gap right here. You know, you have this gap between, what is this area? 85 and 89 bucks. I see, the thing is, I'm not necessarily extremely bearish or bullish when certain gaps get created. For Vicom, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm 100% bullish just because there's this gap here. I do think that if you're willing to hold this position, that it's eventually going to go back to like 80 bucks just because this gap has like a 95% chance of getting filled. But if I have to actually take a guess on what's going on, I would highly recommend that you don't get on this trade, man. I don't like this trade at all, to be honest. I mean, you guys can see that cross on the 50 MA going under the 200. I mean, it easily shows us that we're going in a bear market, or at least it's going to be trending bearish for a while. And even the more worrisome thing for me is this dying bullish momentum on the reverse MACD. And the thing is, though, if you guys see bull or on my indicators, right, on the way that I trade, if you actually have the Stoke trading down here, under, what is this level? Under the 20 level, if you have the Stoke creating clear bottoms and it's not showing that it's moving up, if you have signals right here actually giving you signals of it being like a stronger move down, or it's gonna troll, like it's gonna give you a bear push to the downside, like it's not a good sign, man. It really is not a good sign. Like, look at this. This is a perfect example, right? So look what's going on the weekly right here. We're about to create a bear signal on the reverse MACD, and the Stoke is still under that 20 level. So a perfect example I can give you guys is over here. Look at what happened, right? Look at this right here, right? We got that bear signal back on September 23rd, and the Stoke was where? Clear bottoms, right? And again, right here, clear bottoms. So I think for the most part, you're going to see a move kind of like this, that's where I kind of build my forecast off of, right? So it really depends on previous history of what the movement is like. But what I've noticed is usually when you have super big pulls like this, when you have a super big momentum push to the upside right here on CBS, for example, on Vicom, you're gonna see a really hard push down. And on the weekly, easily, I wouldn't short this, but if this retouches that $45 level, I would easily buy puts there, or I would short it 100%. There's no like, what is it called? I wouldn't even second guess it. I would take this play all day. I would short at 45 bucks. There's nothing here that shows me that it's gonna keep going back to the upside. I mean, look right now. It just created a bull push to the upside. Stoke is gonna pull to the upside, right? It's gonna go back to this, like, I think at most it'll probably run back to the 69 level on the Stoke, but at most I think, look at this. Same thing happened back here. What happened? Traded sideways. Same thing. Look what happened right here. It was clearing bottoms, and then it created that bull push to the upside. What happened? Trading down. I think the same thing is going to happen. I think this signal is going to be basically worthless, and you're either going to trade sideways or down, or it's going to retouch 45, and then it's gonna crash back to like 37 bucks. So Vicom looks horrible right now, 100%. If you were holding this, I would only recommend you actually hold this if you believe in CBS or this Vicom company, whatever they are. But it does look like, eventually this gap, I do think is going to get filled. But again, gaps get filled in a day, in weeks, in months, in a year. You don't know when this is going to get filled, but I guarantee you, there's a 95% chance this gap is going to get filled, and Vicom will eventually shoot back up here. It might be a year or two, to be honest. It might be tomorrow. It might be Monday. But as of right now, this week is just, I can easily say that Vicom is probably going to trade around this level for a while, if not probably dump under 37 bucks. So, I hope you don't have a big position, but I do think that's what's going to happen, man. I'm sorry about that. Let's go to somebody else. CCIV and Ethereum, they had a sell-off due to GME hedge fund liquidation. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I don't think the sell-off is going to stop. I think it's going to continue, to be honest. BTC huge. Oh, shit, dude, you gave me $5? Edward Liu, CLOV. Oh, sure, bro. What the heck? Damn, this is the first time I ever get what is this called? A super chat? What are these called? Super chats? Host user in time. Put user in time. Oh, I don't want to do that. How do I is there any way I can that's cool, man. Thank you. Edward Liu. I'm sorry if I'm getting your name wrong, man. But yeah, sure. CLOV. Oh, wait, I think I already talked about CLOV, man. I do think CLOV or CLOV, right? I do think it's going to 12 bucks. I actually have puts on it right now. I actually have puts on CLOV. I think it is going down to $12. Again, thank you for the cash, bro. I super appreciate that. I had no clue anybody was gonna actually give me anything, right? To be completely honest, CLOV doesn't really have any clear. Oh, that was actually my fault. That was my fault. Resistance is not gonna be there. It's gonna be right. It's gonna be right at the end of the gap. I think next support is gonna be right. I think here, if I had to pick. And then again, it's not going to be to right. Let me see. Right there. I don't think I'm going to use anymore. I don't think I'm going to use any more support or resistance because, price is not really down there anymore. And I'll probably just add another one at previous highs just in case. But there's a lot of movement to be done right here on CLOV, man. Honestly, it's been a pretty big meme stock for the last 2 weeks or so. And I would have 100% bought here. Like last time we had a move up. I don't think we've ever had a move up. Actually, we did, yeah. So last time it happened, we had a small move up like this. But yeah, I think that as far as a meme stock, they tend to do this. So on my reverse MACD, they tend to give you a buy signal around mid-stoke bottom creations. And then for whatever reason, they tend to shoot up like this. The same thing happened with AMC. The same thing happened with GME. And it's absolutely insane how it can forecast that. And I don't know what happens with it. I don't know what's going on, but it might just be luck with a couple of tickers that I've looked at. But the crazy part is that I know exactly what meme stocks to actually play if they're sort of popular, because they give signals like this. We have a Stoke created bottoms around midweek or so, or like mid tier. That signal happens on the weekly chart, and then not the weekly. The weekly. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So I would have probably bought back here. I would have probably bought CLOV at $7, and I would have just held for a little bit. Or if anything, I would have probably sold at like uh, previous levels, right? But yeah, look at that. Another buy right here at like 8-ish bucks between. I would have probably bought in at 10 to like 7. I don't know if I would have held all the way up to $28 to be honest. Um, that was a crazy move up, but yeah, I did notice that. Oh, dude, wait, what just happened? Oh no, I was creating my crap. I was sorry about that. CLOV. I was actually creating. I didn't realize I was creating these support and resistance on the day. That was 100% my bad, man. So let's actually go to the week because that is what is important, and that's what I'm actually looking for. That's better, clearer picture. Let's see. Is there anything right here? This should actually be a solid point. So I'll do that. I'll leave it on highs. What else do we have right there? We have another position right here. What else do we have? Anything in this range? I don't think so. I would say probably this range. I'd say probably support and resistance right here. And then another one. Where else? What other tickers are we hitting right? I'd say right there. I'm not gonna add any more just because I think that we don't want to have too much going on this chart. But oh man, I finally found a way to play meme stocks, man. Like look at this. Look at this beautiful. Look at these beautiful charts, man. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Clear bull signal. Bottoms on the Stoke. Rally. Clear bull signal. Bottoms on the Stoke. Rally. Clear bull signal. Bottoms on the Stoke. Rally. And then again, it tells you like a clear sell-off too, like sell-off. So this one wasn't as much like an easy clear sell-off, but like at least for run-ups, like oh man, this reverse MACD is absolutely killing it, bro. I can't believe like I built this shit. Anyways, yeah, sorry, I kind of talked a little bit too much right there. Yeah, I do think CLOV is coming back down to $12. I think I posted a video a while back on what I think is actually going to happen on the, like other TA, but yeah, I do think 100% it's going to close this gap. It already broke previous resistance and created new lows. I mean the 4-hour chart is showing like it's gonna start moving up again. Do I actually think it's gonna be the 50's going over the 200? Man, I don't. Man, it's crazy because when I go on a lower time frame, it actually shows me that it might actually run to the upside a little bit. I mean, if you're already holding a position in CLOV, I wouldn't sell right now, because it looks like short term you might actually see a run to maybe like $17, but on the day it looks like the sell off just started. So I think a big indication of where CLOV is actually going to go is going to depend on this upcoming week. But I do think there's a really strong chance that we do go back to $12 within like 2 weeks or so. To be honest, that's why I think my puts expire June 25th. So they're not long dated calls, but they're closer to the end of the month. But I am looking for a further push down, closer to like 12, maybe a retest of like $13 or so. And then as long as I'm like maybe 40-50% in profit on the CLOV puts, I'll probably sell out. But yeah, I do think long term, I'd have to guess that. Oof. I mean the chart. I mean honestly, the chart's all over the place. Like this is too much of a big move to not say that we might keep continuing up to the upside. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, the week chart looks pretty bullish, honestly. And on average, you guys can tell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, CLOV usually runs for about 7 weeks. It's only on the second week, so I would not be surprised if you see another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I would not be surprised if you see another 2, maybe 3 weeks of bullish momentum on CLOV. To be honest, I mean, I probably wouldn't buy at these levels. If you already have a position, I probably recommend to hold. I would only buy in at like that $12 mark if CLOV actually retouches that, to be honest. But I think on maybe like for another month or so, I would strongly say that I'm definitely bullish on CLOV, to be completely honest. Um, Short term, I do think we might go back to $12, close this gap, because once this gap closes, I do think that it's gonna rocket possibly back to like $28. I mean, at least on the higher time frame chart, it does look like we're gonna go back. To be completely honest, man. Did you just give me more cash, bro? Thanks for the TA. Bought some puts as well. What is a sell to close price? Uh, Dude, just give me another $5. Jesus, thanks. Or I don't know how this works. $5, $10. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. I've never gotten a I've never gotten a what's it called, a super chat before. You're welcome though. Bought some puts. So I do have puts like a June expiring June 25th. I do think we're gonna go back to roughly maybe like 25, 20. I think sorry, down to $12. I do think that gap is gonna be closed because I mean we saw how it almost wanted to close back here at $13. It's not gonna take that much of a push down for that to happen. I mean, and if you kind of sink down a little bit on the hour chart, even on the hour chart, I'd probably say that it definitely has short term along a better chance of going down to $12, possibly $13 again before it moves up. So I would not be surprised if CLOV drops to $12, closes this gap, and then completely shoots back to the upside. I don't think it's gonna go back down to like $9 or $10. It might wick test this $10 mark, 10.50. But as far as going down to $9, I don't see that happening. Anything in the $12 price range, anything $12 and under, I would probably be buying CLOV because there's a very strong chance that it'll probably run back longer term to like $28. And that's not even me looking at fundamentals. That's just looking at regular TA. So I do think CLOV will do really, really good stuff. UMC, Macho Man. Yo, dude, Macho Man, I love you. You've been there for a while. So hell yeah, bro. Let's do UMC. I do like UWMC. Oh, dude, look at that. I mean, gaps at hour charts, I don't really care too much about because you know they're smaller time frame gaps that I don't really. If they're a big gap, then I definitely think it's worthy of closing. But if it's on a smaller time frame, I kind of doubt that it's gonna really close. To be honest, like I like. Is this close enough? Oh man, I hate when they're not close enough like that. So support and resistance is fairly easy to kind of do. The only thing that I hate about actually creating it is when there aren't like clear touches, right? So I always like putting it on the previous high or around usually where price is, but I base my support and resistance off of wick touches. So you have a wick touch here, and then you have another, you have multiple wick touches in certain areas, right? Like so right here, I would set another one just because you have a wick, and wick touching. And I don't like using previous wicks to create support and resistance for new wicks, right? So right now for this support or for this resistance right here, you have a wick right here, wick, and wick. So I have these right here, and then you also have previous resistance back here. So that serves as a really good support or resistance price. So right here, do we have anything else touching? I'll put one right. Yeah, the next one I'll probably put it like right there because it has multiple support on that side. And then here we'll go with a little bit lower. We'll do it right there. The next resistance, let me see if I can find it. It'll probably be, oh, that's perfect. Yeah, I'll do one right there. So I'll stop with support and resistance right there. On the weekly. Where's the look? So I know UMC or I know UWMC. I don't want to say that I hate UMC. It's just I know that they're RKT's rival, and I know a lot of you guys know I have a huge position in RKT. It was actually over 100K, but I what is it called? I trimmed it down, and I actually have. I had like 5,000. I had 5,000 shares. I trimmed it down to 2,000 shares. I took a little bit of profit. Well, not a little bit. Yeah, I took a little bit of profit. I took money out. And then I bought like 10,000 worth of 2023 leaps. So Um, I did want to be a little bit over leveraged on RKT just because I do like the company a lot. Um, but UMC is definitely solid company. Like I think they're really really good. Immediately though, I would say I'm pretty bullish on UMC. Oh yeah, I'm super bullish, man. Look at that. Where did we last? I hate that it hasn't been trading for longer, but the monthly chart is going to be extremely bullish right now, man. Look at that. The weekly is bullish. You know, gap. There's a gap on the day chart that has to be closed on that $9.40 mark. And the crazy thing is though, as long as we keep creating, oh, we got another gap right here between $7 and. So you do have gaps, man. You do have gaps on UMC, which is kind of crappy to be honest, because I like the company. So you do have these gaps right there. You have two gaps. So you got two gaps. You have one gap from the $7 area, and then you have another one in like the $9 area, in like the $9 area. As of right now, I would definitely say that I'm 100% bullish, to be honest. I mean, look at these pushes. You can easily see. So I will be releasing my reverse MACD to you guys sometime in the future with like a how to trade video, whatever. But usually, when the reverse MACD gives me a signal while the stock is oversold, it tends to show you how big of a push certain tickers are going to do. For example, like if you see this, like I'm going a little bit too in depth to this, but if you see a bull signal and it's already oversold, it generally means it's going to keep pushing towards the upside, especially if it's in a piece of structure, in a price of structure, which it was here at the $8.90 mark, right? And then you guys see this push up this way. Again, what happened here? Bullish signal, still oversold, and we're still trading up. It's not on support or resistance, so I would not actually indicate this as a strong push to the upside, especially because we got two gaps right here, right? But like I said, I do think as of right now, UMC is going to run I think it's going to have a nice run, to be completely honest. That's what I'm thinking right now. I think it's going to have a nice run. On the monthly looks extremely bearish. The weekly looks extremely bearish. I mean, we can even tell right here from previous closes on the Stoke. So even at minimum, at this 69.05 level on the Stoke, it still has about like 10 points to go before it actually starts losing momentum. So I think at minimum you might see UMC at like $11.35 relatively soon. I don't know after that how much it's actually going to start pushing, but I do think that it's going to keep running towards the upside. If you like the company, especially with that dividend that they give, 100%, I'd say buy UMC like right here, especially if you're going to be holding long term. The day chart, the day looks bullish, man. I don't know what to tell you guys. Everything looks completely bullish to me right now. There is nothing. Look at that. Especially when you have breaks like this. Look at that bearish break right here. Look at that bearish signal on that reverse MACD. We're still sort of in the high end of the Stoke, right? And then we created a bull signal on the reverse MACD, and we're actually looking at the Stoke, and it's creating and it's moving more to the bull side. So just little moves like that let you know, hey, I try to push that on the downside, it didn't work, and guess what? There's a lot of bull power coming in. And just on that, I would honestly buy calls maybe like a month out, and I would possibly have, or even if I'm more likely if I'm swinging it, I'd probably buy right now, and I'd have my take profit at like $11.35, somewhere right here, to be completely honest. I mean, if we want to get more technical on this, I know I probably shouldn't take like too long. Oh wait, wrong ticker forecasts. No, I'm trying to get my fibs, bro. Fibs. So if I'm trying to get like really technical, right, then we can see where the next pushback is going to be. See, look at that. Perfectly retested that 50%ish. And then look, 1133 on the 618 fib. Oh, and the thing is, the golden levels of the fib or the Fibonacci are the 50 and the 618. I think those are the golden levels of the Fibonacci. So I think on the retracement, I do think you're gonna see UMC at that 1133 level. Because look at that perfect look at where we put. We didn't even know about that the fibs were gonna give us that. Look at that. We added the structure right here. We added structure here. We added structure here, which is relatively close. But look at that. On the golden levels, at least, we have a perfect support and resistance. Look at that. This is why I tend to kind of toot my own horn at where I hit structure, because it's generally, I want to say I'm like 99% accurate of where my structure usually lies, and I kind of amend myself at that, you know. But yeah, UMC 100% bullish, bro. I think it's gonna run. I think it's gonna not run, but I think it's gonna stay bullish. That's it. Do Mind Medicine. What's the ticker for that? What's the ticker for Mind Medicine, bro? Safe Moon. I don't like Safe Moon. I don't. I won't do a. I won't do a TA for that. Nvidia to the moon, 100%, dude. What is it? Mango. Yeah, Nvidia. I think Nvidia is an absolute killer, dude. I love Nvidia. I bought one call for 50 before the run up and got 350 at 20, but I was too scared to hold till it's highest. I mean, it happens, dude. I mean, that's just trading. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes you don't take enough profit. Sometimes you take more than enough profit. Sometimes you lose more than you thought you were. I mean, it's just over time you're gonna learn exactly how to, how to do certain things, right? It just takes time in the market, to be honest. Doggy TA. Ah, shit, I'll do doggy TA, man. I haven't looked at doggy in a while, to be honest. So we'll do some doggy stuff, bro. Um, I still think that doggy is gonna have. So I'm disappointed at doggy, just on the fact that it was listed on Coinbase and nothing happened. We saw a small little run up to like 40-ish bucks, whatever, but this is right after the listing of Coinbase, right? So it got listed on Coinbase, bam. You guys see this run from right here to right here. This is Coinbase, and then guess what? Boom, an immediate drop off to exactly where it was. Um, so very, very, very disappointed on Coinbase. That just lets me know that there's not enough liquidity, or there's not enough people buying on Coinbase to really make an actual impact or move up, because overall the market sentiment is basically down, right? So I was very disappointed. I thought that maybe Doggy was actually gonna run up a little bit higher because of that, but yeah, like it just tanked, dude. Like it went right back to it went right back to its regular price. Um, I won't take too long on Doggy just because I know exactly what's gonna happen. Well, not exactly, but I know what the direction might end up being. On the month chart, we actually see that it's losing a bunch of bullish momentum, man, and I think maybe for it to fully create like a bear signal, I think it's not going to be till maybe August that it creates a bull signal, like right here, maybe. Um, the thing is, though, and I'll go into the theory a little bit more, is that a lot of altcoins have their weekly charts looking, I don't want to say similar to this, but they do look roughly similar. Where when we were on the last week of May, I actually saw a bunch of alts starting to have super, super, super bullish power. And I thought it was super weird. I'm like, why are a lot of alts starting to get a lot of bullish momentum? Like, what's going on? And Bitcoin was still trading down, right? So I'm like, no way, like this is gonna be the start of alt season, right? We're starting to see this bearish pull down, right? We're starting to see a bullish power. And then we end up closing the first week of June bear, and I'm like, oh man, my thesis is out the window. It's not gonna work anymore. But I did think that we were gonna rally hard on altcoins. Um, I don't think that's the case anymore. I don't think that altcoins are gonna rally crazy, crazy, crazy hard. I think we might have a push, but I think for the most part, I think all coins are actually trailing BTC, which is kind of worrisome, to be honest, because usually what happens is you have all coins rallying for a very long time, not a very long time, but like a maybe like a month or so, like 2 weeks to a month after Bitcoin really starts like hitting the shitter. Um, and the thing is, it didn't really happen this time, right? You didn't really have a crazy amount of altcoin rush, and I think it has actually have to do with the liquidity that went into Doggy Coin. Usually, you have liquidity from a bunch of people. Like there's bunch of liquid money that comes in, and it gets dispersed through like 50 different altcoins, right? And I think that liquidity, instead of going to different altcoins, actually went into Doggy, and that's why we saw a huge, huge run up from here to here, and instead of this money being spread out to different altcoins. And that's kind of my running thesis of right now of why I think altcoins didn't actually rally a lot harder. Um, I mean, yeah, that's basically it. But yeah, as far as, I mean, I don't need to do too much of a TA. As far as what I think is actually going to happen, I still think it's going down. I mean, I'm not too bullish on doggy. I'm not too bullish on any crypto right now. I'm still pretty bearish on Bitcoin. Um, and even just looking at regular TA, I mean, even just like indicators, regular TA, looking at structure, I wouldn't be surprised if you just see doggy trade between this level. But if these like if on the MACD we start seeing stronger and stronger bear momentum, like we start seeing a lot of bear pushes, like again, if you actually do something like this, watch, I'll show you guys. The only way that I would actually get scared is if we actually go down here, we close a candle from here to like up here, retest, and then the next thing you know, doggy is all the way back to to like 7 cents. I think this what the heck? Delete. I think this general area right here of doggy would be a perfect buying price right here. I think it'd be the most perfect buying price, 7 cents. Um, but if we hit 7 cents, there's a strong chance that we'll actually go back down to 4 cents. So I would probably be buying in here, and I would be saving half my money and then buying here. I am not buying doggy right now. I'm not buying doggy right now. I will be adding into my position, or I will be adding more to my position, only if we actually are somewhere in between this level. 100%, I would not buy doggy in any other case or scenario. I'm not buying doggy here, not buying doggy here. The only way I'm buying doggy is if we go back to 7 cents or 4 cents. Otherwise, the run up, the move up, it's not worth it to me, right? Like if I buy at like 24 cents, the most gain that I can possibly see is to like 40, which is like a 50% gain, which is fine. But there's too much of a risk, right? There's too much of a risk of doggy actually coming back down here. I'm still bearish on Bitcoin, which means I'm bearish on doggy coin. And for that matter, I actually wanted to show you guys Shiba, right? So I did get a lot of people talking about like Shiba and stuff. Um, Especially that one dude, man. I saw some dude put his life savings into Shiba somewhere like here, and I'm like, fuck, dude. Like I don't know how much money he's losing, but I hope he's okay. But yeah, don't buy Shiba, don't buy SafeMoon. I never recommend um I never recommend like meme coins and stuff, man. That's crazy. Um, but yeah, that's what I think about doggy. My dude, you sound familiar as fuck. I just don't know from where. Maybe. I mean, I might just have a familiar voice, bro. I might buy July 16 $12 calls for UMC. I actually hold, I think 2023 calls for UMC. I think at like a $10 strike, and I'm already in the money on those. And I'm not gonna sell that for a while. I would recommend, honestly, if you're gonna buy calls on UMC right now that it's cheap, I would strongly recommend. Again, I'm not gonna tell you to do it or anything. You can zero money, right? But I do think that UMC or UWMC like 2023 calls is the way to go. Like it gives you enough leverage to where you don't have to spend all of your money into shares, and it would give you a nice return if it actually runs to the upside. I think UWMC definitely has a chance of going up to $20 with it by 2023, and I think calls are definitely the way to play it because I do think it's going to keep going up. Can you do workhorse? Sure, bro. I'll do workhorse. Damn, 40 minutes live. Jesus, I'm over 10. I'm over 10 minutes, man. $5+ next week for MNMD. Is that Mind Medicine? Oh, Yeah, I guess I can see it. Mind Medicine. Guy with 3 balls on his chin. Any new thoughts on GME? Actually, let's look at GME. I haven't seen GME's chart in like a couple of days. What's going on? Slow computer. There we go. GME. Close the gap. I mean, I still think we might go down to 180. I mean, I know I made a TA on that saying that we're gonna go down to 180. I still the weaker is this weak? I can't see the color on this. Is this weaker movement on? So I do think we are following like a certain pattern on GameStop, right? I do think right now we are following this trend of price, and I would say that minimum by like August of this year, the minimum price on GameStop would be somewhere like $270. Um, Again, I am 100% bullish on GameStop, but I think short term we're actually going down. I think why did I say that we were going down to 180? I mean, everything shows bullish signals, to be honest. Everything shows like we're gonna be running to the upsides. You know, why did I say? I don't know. There's a reason I said 180. I mean, it's bouncing off the 50 MA, but I think I need to see how. Let me see. What is the average drop? 272, 233. So like $10. It's way more than $10. 286. Yeah. I mean, this definitely was a big push down. Um, I would I would say that short term we might run back to like 280, like 283, that level that I originally said that we were going to go to, which it hit, which is good. I am bullish just because there is a gap that got created up here at that 290 level. Um, yeah, there's a gap that got created right here, like between what 288 and like 296, 297. I think GME's chart right now looks bullish. To be honest, it does. I don't want to say bullish, but it looks like bearish momentum is weakening, right? Um, but again, I do think there's, even though TA doesn't support a move down all that much to 180, um, I do think we still have a chance of going down here. So I'm waiting a little bit longer to actually maybe buy in a little bit more. Um, if we do rally up, great, that's fantastic. I'll be super happy if GME goes back up to like 283 or plus. Um, but I think we still have a strong chance of going back down, just because these pushes down tend to be sort of, I don't want to say bigger, but more of like a longer time frame. Because you guys can see that these pushes down only really lasted here like what, like like not even a day. This was like a day, like maybe one, like 3/4 of a day, and then this was like a full day, right? So we might actually see that push up to 283, or we might see 180. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised with either, right? I don't think we're gonna go down. I don't think we're gonna go down to 150. I don't think we're gonna rally super hard to 322 or whatever. But I think for right now, I think from here, like this or like this would be perfectly fine, and we just kind of trade sideways here. But I would argue that we might be actually headed more towards the upside in continuing this uptrend and closing that gap right there. Um, it's kind of hard to tell, honestly. I mean, I know that I was bearish on GameStop for a reason. I just can't remember what. And I did say that we are going back to 180, and I'll stick by that just because I know that I said that. So I will say that GameStop, I do see it going back to 180 just because I know I did TA on this, and I said that I was looking at 180 for whatever reason. So I'll stick to that. I do think there's a chance that we go back to 180, but overall, the chart looks like we're going back up, right? Um, it might be due to the fact that we created a lower low. Because I mean, look back here at what, May 28th. We had a low of what, 220. We actually broke that here. So if anything, we might come back to like what, 247, and then probably dip back down. I think that definitely might be a case. What did I say? Maybe like we might go do something like this, and then from here retest, like not break it, and then this is basically what we do, right? That's what I think might happen. So Monday we might see a move up, and then we might see a push down to 180. But for whatever reason, the chart is showing me that it's got completely like bullish remnants of GameStop going back to like 282. So as of right now, I can't say that I'm opinionated on really any move, but I know that I said that GameStop would maybe go back down to 180. So I guess I'll stick with that. I don't know, man. Um, but overall, I'm still bullish on GameStop just because of that gap. Gap at 293, 290, whatever. 100% bullish. Gaps, you guys know I love gaps. Oh, and also somebody asked me what gaps are, how do they get created? Gaps get created because there is a like a hysterical movement in price. And this generally tends to be because during after hours. It doesn't really happen during market hours. Gaps tend to get created after hours, so it's one of those things where you have like market the market opens right here, and then it closes, and then boom, the next, because you guys can see right there, we closed at like 12:30 June 9th, and then boom, we opened 6:30 in the morning June 10th. So gaps always happen after hours, and then always happens after like a very hysterical price like movement. So it'll be like boom, like we open here, and then some crazy news happens, and then immediately you have like an insane sell off, and then this happens. Um, for gaps to actually be created, I don't know why. I forgot the lore of it. Right? It's Wall Street lore, but I know there's a reason that they get created. But I have to look into it more, and I'll actually post like an in-depth video of why gaps get created. But it's they only get created after hours, and it's usually because of some hysterical movement up or down. So yeah, GME, like I said, I like GME long term, 100%. But as far as what it's going to do right now, I probably think that it's going down to 180 and then rallying up hard. But we'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see. Do you think POTR finally broke the bearish momentum? I'll check that right now. Tony, what are your thoughts on Helion? I'm interested in 20 Strickland in 2023. Strickland? In 20 Strickland? I'm assuming you meant like calls or something. For 20, for like 2 years out. About to cost for 420 on Zoom. CLF, yes, my man, MNMD. Sure, man, I'll do that next. 47. Man, I've been on here for a while. When you're on live, dude, this thing goes by really quick. What the heck, dude? I didn't realize that it was gonna go back that it was gonna go that fast. You said there was a gap at 180. Oh, did I say there was a gap at 180? For GameStop? Is there a gap at 180? Gap at 180. Gap at 180. Really? Gap? The only gap that I see is between 224 and 216 that actually just got filled. Is that what I meant? I don't know, man. I know I said it for a reason. I don't know what it was, but I think I'll just stick to it because whatever. I already said it. After hours looks good. I completely forgot about Roblox, man. It took off like I said it would. Roblox took off, man. I mean, the last time I did a TA on Roblox, I'm like anything in the $60 range is an insane price, and I bought a bunch of calls at $60, honestly. Oh, I bought puts. I actually remember I bought puts on Roblox at like here, and I sold immediately when it hit $88 because I was like, oh, this. I think someone requested Roblox, and I was like, oh shit! Like I did the chart on live, and I'm like, man, this look. Oh, you know what? I did this because it was when I did the how to do the Fibonacci retracement, how to use it. So I was like, oh crap, Roblox looks like it's gonna go down. So I bought puts, and I sold when it hit like 80 something bucks, and I made like I think like 100 $200. So it wasn't a crazy big amount, but I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna play it just because it looks good. But yeah. Roblox did amazing, dude, and yeah, I remember doing a TA a while back, and I'm like, anything between $60 to like $70 would have been great. I think my average buy-in for Roblox is like $72. It's not a huge position. I only think I have like 1,000 or 2,000 bucks in there, but anything from 60 to like 70, I was like, yeah, it's 100%. This is like an insane value. And if you would have bought that, you would already been up like 50%. I think Roblox is amazing long term. Tony Helion, $20 strikes for 2023. I hate auto. Yeah, man, I hate autocorrect too. Yeah, we'll do Helion, bro. I'll check that out right now real quick. We'll do Helion. We'll do MNMD, and then I'm out. I'm gonna be done with what is it called? I'll be done with the live and stuff, man. Man, look at this. Look at these things. So there's so much going on here, bro. You know what? I'm just gonna delete everything just to restart from like scratch and stuff. I'll use. You know what? Let me make it sort of easy for me, just because I want to see what's. Bam, bam. I don't want to focus too much on what's going on right here. Solid point, and then we'll do that. Just like as a quick, this isn't going to be perfect structure, but it should roughly get us to where we want to go. I usually use a line chart when I want to do like very, very, um, very fast TA, and I'll show you guys how to do that later. Um, what's happening with Helion, man? Is this like one of those things that are like super shorted or whatever? Is that what's going on with Helion? Oh shit, Helion just broke that monthly. Oh yeah, dude. Immediately, I'd say yeah. I'd say Helion is gonna be running pretty soon, or it's a good play. I'd say Helion immediately is a good play, right away. I trust my reverse MACD so much, dude. Like it's not even funny. Like it's been so consistently good at being like amazing. And oh, there's a gap to fill too. You got a gap right here, which is making me even more happy. So you got a gap right here at. You have a gap at. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. So you have a gap to fill between $21 and like $23. Yeah, man, I take this buy-in all day. Helion 23, 22, 23 calls, those are going to print. I can guarantee you, not guarantee you, but I can say eventually it's going to hit a high ticker price of 23.50. And, if you have, I think the most that you should buy out is 23.50. I think your calls for Helion at most should be $23.50, or you should look into the option and look at the break-even price of $23.50. I think at most, that's what you should be playing. I don't think you should be playing anything up here. What, like $51.72? I don't think you should be playing anything up here. I think if you're buying 22, 23 calls for the year, like a year, 2 years out, I'd say focus on this gap. 100%. Focus on the gap. Focus on the gap. But yeah, I'd 100% be buying right now. Weekly looks pretty steady. Daily looks like it's losing bear momentum, and it's going to create another pop or another signal. Again, another signal on the oversold slope. Guess what's going on? Signal oversold. Boom. Signal oversold. Bam. Big bullish candle. Again, it looks like it's going to create another bull signal on the oversold side. So boom, guess what? I would not be surprised to see Helion this week back at these highs of what? Previous, like 1360. I would not be surprised that we see Helion this week at like $14.50 on that push. Just because we're still a little oversold on the Stoke, and it does look like we're going to create that bull signal on the high side. So yeah, I take this play all day. I might actually buy Helion calls for like a month out for maybe like, what's the current price? $12.30. I might buy like $12 strike calls on Helion for like a month out, because I do think there's a strong chance that it's going back to like $14.50 or something. Yeah, I would do this play all day, man. Helion looks really solid. So Eric 405, bro. Yeah, I think Helion is pretty solid, man. I think you have a solid chance of getting in there and making some money. Can you do a TA on Workhorse? Isn't that roughly the same as Helion? I think it might do the same move. Do you think once AMC squeezes, the other meme coins will? Like SNDL, I have leaps on SNDL with 78 shares. So I think all squeeze, like all short, I think short squeeze is a term that's being used very, very lightly. It's not, I don't think short squeezes happen like you saw on GameStop or AMC recently. It's not going to be one of those things where you think it's a short squeeze as opposed to it just being FOMO and a bunch of hype, a bunch of liquid going into one stock. Short squeezes are extremely violent that last upwards of, like weeks or months, right? Which is why GME is so attractive to me, because I do think that, GameStop is still going to be the mother of all squeezes. It's going to be insane. And I don't mind holding for a while, right? But again, I just wanted to clear that out, because I feel like short squeeze is thrown out there very likely when in fact it's not. A short squeeze happens when somebody, like a big player, big money, gets margin called, and price shoots up like a crazy, crazy amount. And usually what happens is you would have something like this. Let me see if I can find an example. Let's say in the case of Helion, right? In the case of Helion, let's say you have like let's say price shoots up here, and someone starts shorting, like big money starts shorting like around 33 bucks, and for whatever reason you get a bunch of hype right here. It shoots up here, it shoots up to previous highs, and then it shoots up again up here, and then everybody gets margin called like around this $38 level. Price that you see this huge price up like this rise up here, but then guess what? You have bigger money shorting in this area. So you have like big money shorting right here, right? So there's more positions being open at every single high. So as of right, even for AMC, even for GME, you can assume that hedge funds or anybody else open short positions at the previous high. So automatically assume that hedge funds open positions on AMC at like anything above 65 bucks. And again for GameStop, we have to assume that hedge funds open more short positions anything around the previous all-time highs. Hedge funds aren't stupid, man. They're extremely smart. You really think that you have multiple engineers, mathematicians, all these people in these hedge funds, like you think that they're stupid? You think that we're smarter than they are? We are 100% not, man. No, we are not smarter. Oh, that was my dad. My dad's whistling right now. We are not smarter than hedge funds, dude. Do you have any idea how smart these people are? I've met people or coders or programmers that are like, Jesus, man. Some of these crazy things that these people do is insane to me. They feel like I feel insanely stupid compared to these people. So that's why I have to assume that once we hit previous all-time highs, they have some sort of method of shorting right here, or knowing that we're gonna create tops. They start shorting, and then it's gonna trail down. So I actually sort of know what hedge funds do, and it's called the martingale system. Which, let's say they watch. I'll show you guys. Right, this is something that I haven't really told anybody about, but let's say a hedge fund shorts here. They short. Let's say they short $500, right? And price shoots up here, and they're still in this short, right? So they're losing money. But let's say now price right here, let's say they short $1,000 up here. So guess what? They now double down on their position, and their take profit is no longer down here for them to get for them to short, right? Their short is no longer. Let's say their profit before was somewhere right here. They don't have to take profit down here anymore, man. If they double down on their position and they use the martingale system, their take profit is going to be probably somewhere here, probably in this range right here, man. And that's what I trade. That's how I trade forex. Like that, I use the martingale system to trade on forex. A lot of the times when I'm using long swings, is if I have some sort of not a guarantee, but for example, like if I think, for example, like if I started trading, let's zoom in, right? So I would trade on forex. I use the martingale system on forex because it works 95% of the time, right? Especially on long swings. So for example, it gives me that bear signal. We're oversold on the bottom on the Stoke, and guess what? I think there's going to be a bigger push down. So I would start short. Let's say price is here in the middle. It's 16 bucks. I start shorting at $16. If it goes back up to $18, guess what? If I shorted $1 here, I'm going to short $2 here. So now guess what? My take profit would no longer be down to 14 bucks. It'd probably be somewhere in the middle here. So if I wanted to get out, I would get out here because I know that momentum and the trend is still pushing it down. And I would just keep adding to my shorts if it kept going higher and higher, because guess what? I have like a 95% chance or probability that price is going to keep shooting down, and I make money either way. And I think that's the system that these hedge funds are using. I think they're using the martingale system. It makes perfect sense to me that that's what they're doing. So with that being said, super awesome that you guys are all right here, guys. I mean, playbacks. We have like 319 people that watch, which is absolutely insane. And average watch time 4 minutes. That's pretty good. But thank you everybody this year. I know there's like 19 people on. Thank you to everybody that hung out with me and stuff. Super awesome. I'm gonna log out just because it's already been an hour, and I'm gonna go check up on my wife and my baby. So super awesome that you guys here. I gotta give thanks to Edward Liu for sending over those $10, bro. Like, dude, amazing. Thank you so much for that. Very first super chat that I've ever gotten from these lives. So I'm super happy. That's insane, man. I'm so happy that someone actually did that, man. MNMD. Oh, that's right, man. You know what? I'll do a really quick one for that. Completely forgot of that. MD, Mind Medicine. So we'll run through this. We'll run through this really quick. Oh, it's consolidating. Last time that it ran, so we closed here. You know what? Just looking at the weekly, it does look like we might see a push to the upside, man. To be honest, let me see. Can I go lower? No, I can't. We'll set it there. We'll set next price. Oh, we closed perfectly right here on price, man. Look at that. I love when there's clear support and resistance, bro. Like, it's my favorite thing in the world. Clear support and resistance right there. Yeah, and I think I'm going to stop there. I don't think I need any more. I think the chart for MNMD is pretty clear to me right now, honestly. What does a month look like? The month looks like not. It doesn't look too good, honestly. I'd say short term, you have a really good chance of going back to like $4.40, just because the week again. You guys see that bear signal that got created? It didn't even last a week. Boom, we have that bull signal immediately. So I do think we're well underway. Yeah, and then you guys have that weakening weakening bull momentum. Boom, stronger bull candle right there. I do think, and we closed right at previous price at $3.91. Yeah, I'd be taking this play all day again. There's a gap, dude. Oh, I did not think there was gonna be a gap there. So there's a gap between $2.21 and $2.64. So unfortunately, I do have to be bearish on this stock, just because there is that gap that got created. But I do think short term, I do think there's a very strong chance that you go back to like $4.40. To be honest, I would not be surprised if if price does something like this this upcoming week. Like, I would not be surprised if you see a movement up to like 440, and then it possibly goes like this. Like, it goes like that. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens, to be honest. Just because you do have that gap right there. But again, you would have to look at how this week plays out and see how much bullish power there actually is on my medicine. Like I said, I haven't really looked at this ticker too much. I don't know what the chances are of it continually moving up, but it is consolidating. So I do think there might be a strong chance that we do hit up on the upside. And the really solid part is that we created highs here of 386 back on May 20th, and you actually broke that right here on June 7th. And then you broke that again on, just Friday, June 11th, right? So I do think that we're going to continue this trend towards the upside, and it's going to keep moving. It's going to keep moving up. It does look like that's going to happen. And we actually just, again, oversold bull signal. It basically says, if you have shorts, sell. And it just got created. So average 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, man. I think you have a solid like 8 hours of bull power to the upside on Monday. And I do think there's like a really strong chance that you're going to see $4.40 on Monday or Tuesday. I don't know about after that, but Monday, Tuesday looks like MNMD is gonna go up. I know you gotta go, but if you see this is your reverse MACD available. So I am gonna be releasing my reverse MACD in the future when I actually show you guys, when I start releasing my how to trade videos. So I will be releasing it, but I think that it won't actually happen until I release my how to trade videos and stuff. So I'll release it there. But I'm a little bit over what I wanted to do. I was only going to be here for half an hour. I'm here for an hour. So super happy that everybody came on. I love you guys. Thank you guys. Have a great weekend. And I will see you guys on the next live. Definitely, if you like my stuff, hit the like button, I guess. And I'll see you guys next weekend, man. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.